Hello, viewers. This is SP here, and this is an idea I have for a Gamera movie which continues where Gamera 3 Revenge of Iris left off. I gave it the name Gamera 2000 the movie. It is based on a video game with the same name, which I think in that video game it happens between Gamera 2 and 3, but for the movie version of Gamera 2000, I made it to happen right after Gamera 3. It does have the same plot as the video game, but with some creative liberties in it. So anyway, the movie is made by the same studio that made the Fate Stay Night Heavens movie trilogy, and by E&GI for the kaiju designs. The human characters would be 2D and in the art style of Type Moon, while the kaiju will be 3D. Well, the film will also be based. Oh, wait, sorry, that's just the same stuff I just mentioned. My bad, viewers. Anyway, here are the characters, the humans: Jack Morton, Lisa Mukunoki, or whatever her name is pronounced, Harry Rinback, and Ayana Hirasaka. I was thinking about including some other characters from the original trilogy, which I forget some of their names, and including the characters from the video game Gamera 2000. Anyway, as the aliens, or should I say the main antagonists for the movie, would be the Biomecha. The alien invaders, who are cybernetic entities, often appearing as gigantic robots or robotic vehicles. They were created by an unknown alien race for military purposes, for military powers, but turn on their creators after gaining self-awareness and set out for conquest. They also created the Gyaos clones and bio beasts, which I'll explain later. The vehicles, so for the military, they have helicopters, tanks, and rocket launchers. The Science Defense Academy, which would include the IUK-3 and the BC-22. The IUK-3, I think it's that one with the spaceship, or no wait, it's a jet of some sort that requires two pilots. And the BC-22 would be that speed bike thing. I hope I got these right. I should have gotten pictures of these two, just to clear the differences, but oh well. The Mecha, they have UFO, the Mecha mothership, the M Machine Dread, I think it's 11. I forget what this one is called, but anyway. The Sate Millennium, the Quicksilver, or also known as the Dolphin, and the Nomad Viper. For the mass-produced Biomecha would be the Nomad chip, the fighters, the hover blockade drones, separated units and combined, saucer drones, sea speeders, forest walkers, beam barrier drones, and forest drone. For the kaiju, well, Gamera won't be the only heroic kaiju in this movie, though he's referred to as the Fire Guardian. There's also Munga, a flying squirrel-like kaiju that was originally planned for Gamera vs. Guaron, but was changed to Space Gyaos. So yeah, he is the Air Guardian, and he was created by the Atlanteans too, like Gamera. There's also the Lushka, which, if you don't know, a Lushka is part shark, part octopus. Yes, it's something like the Sharktopus from that movie of the same name. So yeah, she's got a shark like, though she has a shark like mouth with a fin on its head. So okay, she's, I forgot to mention that she's octopus like with a shark like fin on her head and has shark like teeth. She is also the water guardian, and yes, she's created by the Atlanteans too. Then there's the gravel sloth, a megatherium like kaiju with rocks for, like body armor and stuff. And yes, he's created by the Atlanteans, and he's the Earth Guardian. And then Irish, during a flashback and screen images, it's revealed that the Iris was a prototype guardian monster created by the Atlanteans, along with Gamera and the other guardians, to protect them, but was corrupted by Ayana Hirasaka's negative thoughts, even though Iris and Gyaos were created from the Atlanteans. Iris is not a Gaius mutation, but more of a cross between a bird and a cephalopod. So here, the Gaius clones. So here are the Hyper Gaius from Gamera 3 Revenge of Iris. They were cloned by the same Gaius whose beam was blasted up into outer space, which somehow the biomechas seem to have collected that beam and used its DNA to create the hypergaios, which were used as like scouts to to scout around the planet Earth where Gaios was from, so they can conquer it and stuff like that. But anyway, and there is Neo Gaios. It's that weird two-headed Gaios from the video game. Now for the Bio Beast. Since in the video game, a lot of these beasts were just Gaios clones mixed with weird random animals of some sort. So in this version, they're just up mutant animals of some sort using biogenetics created from the Biomecha. So here's the Bio Armadillo, the Bio Rays, which are stingray mutants, the Bio Dogs, and the Were Dragonfly, a 15-foot tall dragonfly like Bio Beast. And then lastly, the Iris Fortress slash Bionic Iris. It was created from stolen parts of Iris, especially the remaining Iris bits from Gamera 3 after Gamera killed Iris in Gamera 3. So okay, on to the story. Following where Gamera 3 Revenge of Iris left off, Gamera and the military fight off against the Hyper Gaios. Many of the Hyper Gaios have been wiped out, but Gamera suddenly disappears after the fight. 1 year later, in the year 2000, an international organization called the Science Defense Academy has been established to defend humankind from all threats from all around the world. The oh, sorry. One night at the UN headquarters, a few hypergyals appeared, along with a few ships from the Biomecha appear, attacking the building and stolen the remaining parts of Iris. The next day, a man named Jack Morden and a woman named Lisa Mukunoki were summoned to the headquarters in Tokyo and remained on standby as Gamera was locked in combat with both the mass-produced Biomecha and the Hypergyles. Sometimes after the military and some scientists gave Gamera a new arm from one of the deceased Gamera from Revenge of Iris. Yeah, so anyway, they found one of the remains of the dead Gameras has a perfectly well good arm, which is pretty much exact like Gamera's arm used to be before he destroyed it and and bursted into flames to kill Gyaos. So yeah, so Gamera would have a stitch arm that functions perfectly and stuff like that. Anyway, when the Hyper Gyaos arrived and attacked Tokyo, Jack and Lisa were given the orders to help Gamera repel the invaders and retrieve the stolen Iris parts in the IUK-3, which is that fighter jet thing that I've mentioned. Glad I got it right. Anyway, with their combat power, Gamera, Jack, and Lisa in the okay, it's just Jack and Lisa in the IUK-3, they destroyed many of the Hypergaios and Biomecha. But then, a powerful enemy weapon called M Machine Dread 4, I think, or whatever letter it is, appears and confronts them. The M Machine Dread 4, whatever, proved to be a challenge for both Gamera and our two pilots, Jack and Lisa. But suddenly, the Lushka appears and attacks the M Machine Dread 4, whatever. This gives both Gamera and our two main characters the chance to destroy the giant giant mecha. And after that battle, the Lushka swims away back into the ocean. Both Jack and Lisa are wondering and puzzled, or I should say, are puzzled and wonder why the Lushka helped both the two of them and Gamera out against that biomecha. But they had to put that aside for now, since they now have to go to Hawaii since the biomecha are there as well. Anyway, Gamera and the IUK-3 flew towards Hawaii to destroy the biomecha forces and the last remaining hypergyos there, including a large aerial battleship. Gamera and the two pilots followed the last remaining hypergyos inside a caldera, where Gamera and the two pilots come face to face with the Quicksilver, or Dolphin. I'll call it the Quicksilver. Anyway, the volcanic eruption made the battle difficult for both Gamera and our two main pilots. But suddenly Molga appeared and helped both of them out to defeat the Quicksilver together. So yeah, and after that battle, it seemed it seemed that Gamera and Monga seemed to instinctively know that they're not enemies, which makes our two main pilots, I forget what their names are now, may wonder if the two of them may know each other from the past or something, and wondering if that's the same thing with the Lushka, who helped them out with that other biomecha. Anyway, with the Hawaiian region safe, Gamera flew to the forest just outside of San Francisco with the IOK-3 following his lead. Jack and Lisa, well, those are what the name of the characters are, but anyway, Jack and Lisa noticed Gamera was flying in circles around the area, sensing something was off. They landed, they landed and deployed a hover bike, the BC-22, to investigate the area more closely. Before driving off, they received a disturbing message from Harry Rinback about the biomecha's origins from studying the saved memory core from from the machine from the M Machine Dread 4 or 11, whatever. So yeah, he tells them the origins about where the biomecha came from and probably who made them and stuff. And their purpose and stuff. So anyway, Lisa and Jack set off in a high-speed chase. Or sorry, reading wrongly. Anyway, the two of them set off on the BC-22, but encountered the Biomecha's biodogs and forest drones. During the high-speed chase, Gamera blew up a hill, revealing the Biomecha's secret underground base. Lisa and Jack ventured in, fighting off several of the Biomecha's insane experiments, including the Bio Armadillo in the caverns. But suddenly, the Gravel Sloth appears and defeats the Bio Armadillo, giving Jack and Lisa the chance to venture to the Biomecha's central laboratory with a single large metal container hanging from the ceiling. Sorry, I forgot to add some words while writing this down. Anyway, the container shook violently before a large monster erupted from it, which is the were dragonfly. Lisa and Jack fired at the creature while avoiding its attacks from its strange powers. But thanks to the power of the BC-22, they were able to defeat the monster, or the were dragonfly, of course. I don't know if it counts as a kaiju or something. I don't know. Anyway, as the base was exploding, Lisa managed to retrieve the last remaining parts of Iris before she escaped with Jack on the BC-22. So moving on. The duo witness a large capsule being fired into the sky from the underground base before it exploded, freeing a gigantic two-headed Gyaos clone, which is the Neo Gyaos. Realizing Gamera would need help to protect San Francisco, Jack and Lisa loaded the BC-22 back onto the IUK-3 and took off to assist the heroic kaiju, just before they uploaded the data on the last Iris parts to see what the Biomecha are using the Iris parts for. Electraz was destroyed in the ensuing battle as evening turned into dusk. The Neo Gaios fought ferociously, but was crippling as its wings were burned to tatters and it lost one of its heads. The creature finally lost when its remaining head was decapitated. Its body spasmed as its final scream even in death. I think I wrote something silly right there. My apologies. Anyway, San Francisco was saved. The Neo Gaios has been completely silenced, ending the terror of the Gaios clones once and for all. The victory was short-lived as the Biomecha mothership burst out of the ground and opened a wormhole to escape. Harry contacts both Jack and Lisa that the Biomecha has kidnapped Ayana Hirasaka and are and are now heading at Hong Kong, or I should say, and the Biomecha mothership is heading to Hong Kong, or the coordinates to where the mothership is heading would be at Hong Kong. Jack and Lisa flew, or I mean, pilot Jack and Lisa, the both of them were able to go to the wormhole before it would close, while Gamera took off. His instincts telling him where the last of their where the last of his and the other Guardian Kaiju's enemies were at, which is at Hong Kong. Jack and Lisa arrived at Neo Hong Kong with Gamera already there. Oops, I forgot. Oh, right, sorry. Jack and Lisa arrived at Neo Hong Kong with Gamera already in the middle of combat. The city was overrun with biomecha forces. Now reunited with Gamera, Lushka, Munga, and the Gravel Sloth and our two pilots went to work immediately to destroy as many of the biomecha as possible, while also encountering strange tentacles that burst out of the ground to attack the IUK3 and the four Guardian Kaiju. The five of them, or should I say the six of them, were able to defeat the tentacles. I don't know why I wrote five there. I guess because I count the ship, the IUK3. So, but I'm still gonna call it six, so apologies. The Neo Hong Kong was not safe yet, as a titanic alien structure, the Iris Fortress, erupted out of the ground, with Ayana trapped inside of it. And if you have watched Gamera 3 Revenge of Iris, you would probably guess why the Biomecha would kidnap Ayana, because of how her original bond with Iris and stuff like that. Probably just to make this new Iris more powerful and whatever. Anyway, let's see. Neil Garb, let's see. Okay, here we go. Harry informed Jack and Lisa that the scans identified there was a powerful life form within, made not just with Iris and cybernetics, but also from Gamera's DNA. Oops, I forgot to add this spot right there. Perfect. A battle broke out between our two pilots and the four Guardian Kaiju against the alien weapon. When the heavily armed and armored fortress was destroyed, a new monster larger than any before showed itself, the Bionic Iris. It became clear that this creature was the source of the tentacles that attacked them earlier. With no time to rest, the four Guardian Kaiju and the two pilots fought against the Kaiju. When its wings were burned to tatters, it fell to the ground and released the gem in its forehead that Ayana was sealed in. Now no longer having to hold back, Gamera and the three other Guardian Kaiju summoned their mana, firing their ultimate attack and destroyed the Bionic Iris. The capsule holding Ayana fell slowly and safely to the ground. With Ayana safe and Bionic Iris destroyed, the four Guardian Kaiju roared in victory. Realizing Gamera was too powerful to defeat, the Biomecha mothership erupted out of the ground and attempted to retreat from the Earth. Gamera and the two pilots tore the invader's spaceship apart, and despite its best efforts with all of its weapons, it was ultimately destroyed, a flaming wreck falling into the ocean below before it had the chance to reach outer space. Gamera roared in victory. Jack and Lisa flew off in the IUK3 to return and return and return to sorry and return Ayana back to her home just before they returned to base. Their mission accomplished. The planet was safe once again. Sorry, that was just the gallery there. In the epilogue scene, Gamera and the other three guardian kaiju are relocated to an island for them to live in peace. I don't know what island to call him since Monster Island and Kaiju Island are are sorry are already taken. So I don't know. What do you guys suggest for a name of an island for Gamera and the Kaiju, the Guardian Kaiju, to live on? But anyway, well, the gallery here are the images right here for this is what manga looks like, and this is that mock machine red whatever, and this is the Quicksilver machine. I'll admit I should have had these images on top, but heck, I'm not perfect. Which, for example, about how my speech is, I'll admit that I'm still a little inexperienced, but I'm doing the best I could. So, what do you guys think about my ideas for a Gamera film that continues where Gamera 3 left off? What are your ideas for a Gamera film that would continue where Gamera 3 left off? Just leave just leave a comment down below, like, subscribe, and goodbye.